welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have something a little bit different for you. This is a shrimp omelette. It's an Asian-inspired recipe that is Chef Caleb's adaptation from some recipes that we've had locally, as well as a recipe that came to us from a friend of ours from Taiwan, who remembers it from his childhood. And we're going to show you how to make this. It's really quite delicious. So ingredients are going to be eggs, obviously. We have some of our garlic chives, and we have some nice zipperback shrimp. These are still in shell. Some cilantro. And then we're going to be using some light soy sauce, some sesame oil, a little bit of dark soy sauce as well. And this is some sake. It's some cooking sake that we have. You don't have to use anything fancy for the sake for sure. So we're going to start by peeling the shrimp. Now, we've done this a couple times in the past. Again, very simple. Just you want to run that knife along the back and peel it off. Now, this one's a little bit different. We are going to be taking the tails off as well. So you're going to get all the legs, the shell, and the tail off. And make sure you grab the vein as well while you're doing all of that. Quite simple. That's all you got to do. You're just going to make these nice clean shrimp here. And you're going to do that with all of your shrimp. And then we're going to make our marinade for the shrimp. So that's our sake. A little bit of the dark soy sauce. As well as a little bit of the sesame oil. And then Caleb's going to give that just a little bit of a stir. We're going to blend that just slightly. And then we're going to just cut the shrimp up into smaller pieces. Try and get your pieces as even in size as possible. So the larger area near the head, you're going to cut into a smaller chunk, and then the thinner tail part is going to be a little bit longer, just so that they're about the same mass, all of them together, so that they cook roughly evenly. And we're just going to get all of these nice shrimp into our sauce. This is our simple marinade here. And then once all of our shrimp is in there, we're going to cover that, and we're actually going to put it in the fridge so that those shrimp can just soak up all that flavor. Just going to let it marinate in that very simple little marinade for a little while. Make sure it's good and covered. Certainly make sure to clean your board if you've had raw fish on it. Then once that has marinated for a while, we are going to get a nice pan nice and hot here with a fair amount of butter, honestly. We're going to be, and if you want to keep this dairy-free, you can use the high smoke point oil of your choice, so grapeseed oil or something like that is ideal. And we're just going to get these shrimp part-way cooked. So we're just going to pop them onto the nice hot pan here and let it fry in the butter for a little while. Now we don't want to cook them all the way through. You can see them just tightening up a little bit as soon as they hit that hot pan. And we're going to let that cook for a little while. While that's happening, we're going to get our egg mixture together. So start with getting all of our eggs into our whatever we're going to be beating them in. Now we're making a pretty big recipe, so we're going to have all these eggs in here. And then we're going to add a little bit of flavoring as well. So along with our eggs, we are going to have some of the light soy sauce. And then we're also going to add just a little bit of water. So Chef Caleb's going to bring us over to the sink here for a moment. And just a little tiny bit of water. That's all you really need to do. On top of this, we're just going to add a little bit of salt and some black pepper. Actually, we're using white pepper for this one. So if you don't have white pepper, you can use black pepper. They're slightly different. The white pepper has a little bit more of an earthy flavor than the black pepper. And we're just going to whisk that until it's well combined. It doesn't have to be super smooth. And then we're just going to pour that in over the shrimp. And then we're going to turn the temperature actually pretty far down. You can see the shrimp are not quite cooked all the way through. They are still pretty rare. They are going to cook with the omelet for the rest of the cooking process here. So the temperature has gone down quite a lot. We're going to add our garlic chives. Now, these have been frozen. We had sort of a bumper crop of these, and we froze a bunch in our freezer. Chopped them up, put them in Ziploc bags, and froze them. And you can see Chef Caleb here is just keeping the eggs moving a little bit. The temperature is very low, so it's going to cook very slowly, which makes it really nice and fluffy at the end. And you can see he's just going to scrape that up. There's also a lot of really nice caramelization from the butter and the shrimp on the bottom of the pan. We're just going to scrape that up and get it nicely incorporated into the eggs as well. And you just want to give this the occasional stir as you're cooking it to make sure it's not sticking, and to keep stirring it up so that the cooked parts get lifted from the bottom and the raw egg has a chance to hit the hot pan. So just keep an eye on it, and as you go, just give it a good scrape with a high temperature scraper. Keep in mind, the pan is going to be at a very low temperature. You can see it's cooking very slowly. We're just collecting the cooked eggs and making sure that all of that raw egg has a chance to hit the bottom of the pan. While this is happening, the shrimp are continuing to cook as well in the heat. And then it goes from looking very raw to this very, very quickly. So just be aware. It will cook quite faster than you expect on that low heat. Once you get it to here, honestly, it's up to you how much you like them done. Chef Caleb prefers it a little bit on the rarer side, a little bit runny for the eggs. And if you want them done a little bit more, you don't want it to take it much past this, because they will cook a little bit once they're out of the pan as well. That carryover will get them done. But these are pretty much done. That is it. They are pretty much finished at this point. So we're just going to get that into some bowls. And that's it. A really, really simple recipe. Very tasty. The soy and the sake and the sesame oil make a really great complement. We love to garnish that with a little bit of cilantro, which complements the garlic chives really, really nicely, or regular chives if that's what you have on hand. And yeah, that's it. Something a little bit offbeat from us this week. We hope you enjoy. If you do like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.